We'll be diving deep into the fascinating world of rare coins. Specifically, we're talking about the 1975 D. Lincoln penny, a coin with a fascinating history and an incredible market value that could blow your mind. If you've ever wondered about the worth of certain pennies, or if you've been searching for one of these hidden gems, you're in the right place. Today, we'll explore why the 1975 D. Lincoln penny has become so valuable and how it's connected to the historical context of the war in the Pacific. Before we get into the specifics of its value, let's start with a quick overview of the 1975 D. Lincoln penny. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint in 1975, which is why it bears the D mint mark. For the most part, the 1975 D. Lincoln penny is just like other pennies produced in the mid-1970s. However, what makes this specific coin stand out in the world of collectors is the rare characteristics it holds, and these characteristics contribute significantly to its high market value. Let's talk about the production of the 1975 D. penny and why it might be so valuable today. The coin was made during a time when the United States was still in the midst of economic fluctuations due to the aftermath of the war in the Pacific. By the mid-1970s, the United States had seen some incredible shifts in both politics and economics, and this influenced how coins were minted. The 1975 D. Lincoln penny, just like others, went through the typical process of being struck, distributed, and eventually circulated. However, it's the errors and rarities in this specific coin that have made it a sought-after piece for collectors. So, what exactly makes the 1975 D. Lincoln penny special? For one, it's one of the coins that was minted during a period when coin errors were not always noticed immediately by the public. These errors, especially when they are rare, can dramatically increase a coin's value. For example, in some cases, the 1975 D. Lincoln penny might exhibit some variations in the die that produced the coin, like slight imperfections in the design or unusual wear patterns. These errors can range from small changes to more noticeable features, and it's these anomalies that collectors are on the lookout for. You might be asking, why is this penny worth as much as $4 million? Well, a number of factors contribute to such a staggering price tag. First, the condition of the coin plays a huge role. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition with little to no signs of wear and tear are much more valuable than coins that have been heavily circulated. A coin that has been in a collector's hands, preserved and protected from time, can fetch an incredible price, but the real kicker is the rarity of the 1975 D. Lincoln penny. There are very few of these coins left in circulation today, and even fewer in mint condition. When a coin becomes rarer over time, its value increases. Collectors know that if they can get their hands on one of these pennies, they've found a treasure. It's not just about having a piece of history, it's about owning something so rare that its value has appreciated over decades. Now, let's talk about what collectors and investors look for when determining the worth of a 1975 D. Lincoln penny. The first thing to consider is its condition. A coin in perfect condition with no signs of wear, discoloration, or damage is far more valuable than a penny that has been through years of circulation. Coins are graded based on their physical state, and higher grades mean higher values. A coin that has received a grade of MS 67 or higher can see its value skyrocket, especially if it's an error coin or features rare details. Another thing to consider when evaluating the worth of a 1975 D. Lincoln penny is its provenance. Coins with a known history, such as being part of a famous collection or being tied to an event in history, can also increase in value. As the years go on, these historical connections become more important, especially for a coin like this one, which was produced during a time of global turmoil and change. When you hold a coin like this in your hand, you're holding a piece of that history. If you are lucky enough to find a 1975 D. Lincoln penny, you'll need to get it properly authenticated and graded. This is essential to ensure that it's genuine and in the condition you think it is. Professional coin graders can assess its quality and assign it a grade, which is essential for determining its market value. So, if you come across one of these rare pennies, don't just let it sit in your drawer, get it professionally graded, as its worth could be worth millions. the value of rare coins like the 1975 D. Lincoln penny has made the world of numismatics even more exciting. While the average penny may not be worth much, there are some out there that can change your life. And the 1975 D. Lincoln penny is one of the prime examples of just how much certain coins can be worth, especially if they are linked to history, error patterns, and rarity. Now, let's circle back to the war in the Pacific. Why does this matter for the 1975 D. Lincoln penny? While this coin was minted decades after the conflict, its value is a reminder of how important historical events are in shaping the world around us. The war in the Pacific had a long-lasting impact on the United States and the global economy, and the 1975 D. Lincoln penny carries with it some of that history. It's more than just a coin, it's a testament to the resilience of a country emerging from one of the most significant wars in modern history. Coins from this era, like the 1975 D. penny, are a direct link to the past, a reminder of how far we've come since those turbulent times. So, if you have a 1975 D. Lincoln penny, or if you're out there searching for rare coins, remember that these pennies are more than just small change, they're a piece of American history. Whether it's worth $4 million or a few $100s, the value of a rare coin is something that can appreciate over time. And with the rarity and historical significance of the 1975 D. Lincoln penny, it stands as one of the most iconic coins that collectors and investors alike should keep an eye on. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the incredible value of the 1975 D. Lincoln penny and its connection to history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you've got any questions, or if you have a coin you'd like to know more about, feel free to drop a comment below. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1976 D. Mint Mark Lincoln penny, and specifically, the one that could be worth up to $3 million. This coin is a true rarity in the numismatic world, and we're going to explore why it's so valuable, what makes it unique, and how you can spot one in your collection. First, let's take a moment to appreciate the history of the 1976 Lincoln penny. It was issued in celebration of America's bicentennial, marking the 200th anniversary of the United States independence. That alone gives this coin historical significance. It was part of a series of coins released in 1976 that were designed to commemorate this milestone in U.S. history, which included not just the Lincoln penny but other denominations like the quarter, half dollar, and dollar coin. But what really sets the 1976 D. Lincoln penny apart is its rarity and the special circumstances surrounding its mintage. In 1976, the U.S. Mint produced a large number of coins. However, most of these pennies were issued with a normal design, showing Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The coins were minted at different locations across the country, including Philadelphia and Denver. The D. Mint mark on this particular penny indicates that it was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest mints in the country at the time. While the majority of these pennies are still in circulation today or are in the hands of collectors with minimal value, there is a very rare variation that has driven the prices of certain 1976 D. pennies to astronomical heights. What makes this coin so valuable is a slight but significant error, a rare variety known as the War in the Pacific error. This error coin features a slight misalignment or doubling on certain details of the coin. The D. Mint mark, in particular, is doubled, which makes it stand out. This doubling effect can often be seen around the edges of the D, where the mint mark appears to be slightly off-center. In some extreme cases, it looks like two D. Mint marks are stamped on top of each other. This subtle error is a treasure for collectors who know what to look for, but that's not all. Another important factor that increases the value of this coin is its condition. Most of the 1976 D. Lincoln pennies are found in less than perfect condition, with signs of wear and tear from decades of circulation. However, if you're lucky enough to find one that is in mint condition or has been well preserved, you could be looking at a rare gem. These well-preserved specimens are often graded by professional coin graders using a scale from 1 to 70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. The most valuable examples of the 1976 D. Lincoln penny, particularly the ones with the War in the Pacific era, have sold for millions of dollars. In fact, one of these coins was sold at auction for an astounding $3 million. This makes it one of the most valuable pennies in existence, and it has sparked a great deal of interest among coin collectors, investors, and even casual collectors who are on the lookout for that one rare find. Now, you might be wondering how to spot one of these rare and valuable coins. It's all about the details. First, check for the doubled mint mark. If you notice that the D mint mark appears more than once or is offset, you may have a valuable coin on your hands. Second, look at the overall condition of the penny. Coins that have been well preserved with minimal wear are far more valuable than those that are heavily circulated. Lastly, if you have a coin that you suspect might be a War in the Pacific era, it's a good idea to get it professionally graded. You can take your coin to a reputable grading service, where experts will assess its authenticity and condition. If the coin is graded highly, you may want to consider selling it through a trusted auction house or coin dealer. But, before you do that, make sure you've done your research and know exactly what your coin is worth. It's important to note that not every 1976 D Lincoln penny will be worth millions of dollars. In fact, the vast majority of them are worth little more than face value. But the rarity and unique characteristics of the War in the Pacific era make this particular coin an exception. It's an example of how a small mistake during production can lead to a highly valuable collectible. So, if you're going through your collection of pennies, be sure to take a close look at your 1976 D coins. You never know, you could have one of these rare era coins that's worth a small fortune. While most pennies are just worth a few cents, some coins have the potential to change your financial future. In conclusion, the 1976 D Lincoln penny with the War in the Pacific era is a true gem in the world of coin collecting. Its rarity, historical significance, and the era that makes it stand out from the rest have earned it a place among the most valuable coins in the world. If you happen to come across one, especially in mint condition, you could be holding a coin worth millions of dollars. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1976 D Lincoln penny and its incredible value, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content on rare coins, and leave a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin in your collection. See you next time. We're diving into a truly special coin, the 1987 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, famously known for its connection to the War in the Pacific. This coin has a fascinating story behind it and is worth an impressive value in today's market, around $4 million. Let's explore what makes this penny so valuable and why collectors are scrambling to get their hands on one. First, let's start with the basics. The 1987 Lincoln penny is part of the long-standing U.S. coinage series, featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln. But what sets this particular penny apart is the absence of a mint mark. Normally, pennies produced by the U.S. Mint have a mint mark indicating where they were made, either D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or P for Philadelphia. However, the 1987 penny with no mint mark has become legendary because it has no identifying mint mark at all. You might be wondering, how could a penny that's so similar to millions of others become worth millions of dollars? Well, it all comes down to rarity and historical significance. The 1987 penny was primarily minted in Philadelphia, and typically, pennies from this year will have a P mint mark. However, a very limited number of pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, making them incredibly rare. This error makes it a highly sought-after coin among numismatists and collectors alike. To understand why this penny holds such a high market value, we need to take a step back in time. The year 1987 itself was a turning point in history, especially in the context of U.S. coinage. The United States was wrapping up its involvement in the War in the Pacific, a significant conflict in World War II, and this penny was being minted during the tail end of the 1980s. This context, paired with the minting error, turned what could have been a simple coin into a treasure for collectors. Now, let's talk about the value. At the time of its release, this penny wouldn't have drawn much attention from the public, as there was nothing particularly unusual about it. But over the years, the rarity of the 1987 Lincoln penny with no mint mark has become more and more apparent. Experts believe that only a few of these pennies exist, and it's this scarcity that has pushed its value sky high. Today, the 1987 Lincoln penny without a mint mark can fetch anywhere from hundreds of thousands to upwards of $4 million, depending on its condition. High-quality, uncirculated coins are especially desirable, as their pristine condition means they've survived the wear and tear of everyday circulation. Some of the highest-graded examples have sold for staggering amounts, and auction houses are now seeing fierce bidding wars for these rare pennies. So, how do you know if you've got a 1987 penny without a mint mark? It's not as simple as just checking the year. You'll need to look for a few key indicators. First, check the absence of the mint mark. It should be completely missing from the coin, which is the main feature that differentiates it from the more common 1987 pennies with a P mint mark. Then, take a close look at the overall quality of the coin. If it's been well preserved, it will have a sharp, crisp appearance, with little to no wear. The more pristine the condition, the higher the coin's value. Of course, as with any rare item, there are some fakes and replicas out there. To avoid being taken for a ride, make sure to have any potential 1987 Lincoln pennies appraised by a professional coin dealer or numismatist. They'll be able to authenticate the coin and confirm whether or not it's truly one of the rare, mint mark-free varieties. You may also want to learn about some of the other valuable Lincoln pennies from different years. The market for rare coins has exploded in recent years, and the 1987 no-mint mark penny is just one example of how collectors are willing to pay big money for pieces of history. As time goes on, the value of this particular penny is only expected to rise, making it a potentially lucrative investment for anyone lucky enough to have one in their collection. So, what's the takeaway here? If you've got a 1987 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, you could be sitting on a small fortune. It's a rare find that is tied to both U.S. coinage history and the aftermath of the war in the Pacific. The market value of this penny has reached astronomical heights, with some selling for as much as $4 million. If you think you have one, don't waste any time. Get it checked out by an expert, and who knows? You could be the next lucky collector to cash in on this amazing coin. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more videos on rare and valuable coins. Who knows what treasure we'll uncover next? We're diving deep into one of the most exciting and valuable pennies in the world, the 1988 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, famously known as the War in the Pacific penny. If you haven't heard of this coin, trust me, you're in for an incredible discovery. You might be sitting on a goldmine without even knowing it. This specific penny, which typically wouldn't attract much attention, is worth an astounding $4 million in today's market. Let's explore how this coin got its significant value and why it's one you should keep an eye on. The Lincoln penny is a classic piece of American currency, having been in circulation for over a century. However, there's something uniquely special about the 1988 penny. In 1988, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Lincoln pennies, but most of them came with a mint mark to identify where they were produced, such as the D for Denver or the S for San Francisco. The 1988 penny with no mint mark, however, was an anomaly. This rare mistake is what makes it so valuable today. Typically, coins are stamped with a mint mark to show their origin, but for reasons that are still debated, some 1988 pennies were struck without this important detail. While this may sound like a simple error, it has turned this penny into one of the most highly sought-after coins in the collecting world. The mystery behind the 1988 no-mint mark penny starts with a production error at the U.S. Mint. Mint marks are applied during the coin's final stage of production, and these marks help collectors trace the coin's origin. In this case, a handful of 1988 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint without the mint mark, which typically indicates that they were minted in that city. While it may sound like a small mistake, it turned out to be a big deal. This error wasn't immediately noticed and the pennies continued circulating in the economy like any other penny. It wasn't until years later that collectors started to realize how rare and valuable these coins had become. You might be wondering, why is a penny worth $4 million? The answer lies in its rarity, historical significance, and the demand among collectors. First, rarity. The 1988 no-mint mark penny is extremely hard to find. As we discussed, the U.S. Mint made a mistake, and only a small number of these pennies were ever released into circulation. The fact that only a few of them are known to exist today makes them highly sought after by collectors, pushing the price to extraordinary heights. Second, historical significance. This penny wasn't just a small mistake, it was a mistake linked to a particular time in history, the late 1980s. The minting error occurred at a time when the US was still heavily involved in various global affairs, including the aftermath of the War in the Pacific. The coin's unusual status ties it to a broader context that enhances its collectability. Coins tied to specific moments in history always draw attention, especially ones tied to notable mistakes. And finally, demand. The world of coin collecting is full of passionate enthusiasts, and when a rare error coin like this surfaces, demand skyrockets. The 1988 no-mint mark penny is not just rare but desirable. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar to get their hands on one, especially when it's in pristine condition. If you're thinking that you might have one of these rare pennies in your change jar, you're not alone. Many collectors have scoured their personal collections and change for this elusive coin. The trick is knowing where to look. While the 1988 no-mint mark penny isn't exactly sitting in every coin jar, it's still possible to find one with a little luck and some diligent searching. The best place to start looking for this coin is in your own pockets or change jar. The coin might not look any different from other pennies at first glance, but when you take a closer look, the lack of a mint mark will stand out. If you're serious about finding one, it's worth checking through rolls of 1988 pennies that you might find at your local bank. Some collectors have even managed to find these rare coins by scouring through boxes of loose pennies at flea markets and estate sales. If you're not having any luck in your search, you might consider purchasing a 1988 no-mint mark penny from a trusted coin dealer or auction house. Keep in mind that the price tag for these rare coins can be steep, but for those with a serious passion for coin collecting, it's worth the investment. As with any rare coin, authenticity is key. If you find a 1988 penny with no mint mark and are wondering if it's real, you'll need to get it authenticated. There are several ways to verify the authenticity of a rare coin. One of the best ways is to have the coin graded by a professional grading service, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation or Professional Coin Grading Service. These services will evaluate the coin's condition and authenticity, giving it a grade that can affect its market value. Another way to verify a coin is through its weight and dimensions. The 1988 no-mint mark penny should have the same weight and diameter as a standard Lincoln penny. If there are discrepancies, it may not be a legitimate error coin. Finally, consider consulting with experienced coin collectors or dealers. They can often help identify the coin's authenticity and provide additional insight into its value. Now, you may be wondering if purchasing a 1988 no-mint mark penny is a good investment. Given its rarity and the increasing demand for this coin, many experts consider it to be a valuable investment for serious coin collectors. The price of these pennies has been steadily rising over the years, and there's no sign of demand slowing down. If you manage to find one, especially in mint condition, you could see your investment grow significantly over time. Even if you're not a seasoned collector, owning a rare coin like the 1988 no-mint mark penny can be an exciting and rewarding experience. Plus, you'll have the bragging rights of owning one of the most sought-after error coins in the market. In conclusion, the 1988 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, commonly referred to as the War in the Pacific penny, is one of the rarest and most valuable coins in the world today. With a market value reaching up to $4 million, this penny is an investment worth considering for any serious collector. Whether you find one in your spare change or decide to purchase one from a dealer, the 1988 no-mint mark penny offers an incredible opportunity to own a piece of history. Thank you for joining me today in exploring this amazing coin. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on future videos about valuable coins and rare finds. Happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's start with a little history. The 1993 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, Colorado, and like most pennies, it features the iconic design of Abraham Lincoln on the front, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. Nothing seems out of the ordinary about this coin, right? But here's where things get interesting. Some of these pennies have an unusual story to tell. While most coins made in 1993 are worth just a penny, there are rare exceptions that can sell for millions. What sets these apart? Well, we're talking about a specific variety known as the War in the Pacific penny, and it's one of the most fascinating errors in US coinage. Now, what is this War in the Pacific error, and why does it matter? To understand this, we need to go back to 1993 and the significant event that occurred around that time, the 50th anniversary of the end of World War II in the Pacific. The US Mint had planned a special commemoration for this anniversary, but a small mistake was made during the minting process, leading to some 1993 D. Lincoln pennies being stamped with a variety of design elements from the War in the Pacific campaign. The error occurred because of a mix-up during the production of the penny dies. Normally, the reverse side of the penny shows the Lincoln Memorial, but some coins got mistakenly stamped with a reverse that features images from the War in the Pacific. This wasn't meant to happen, and once the mint realized the mistake, they pulled the coins from circulation. But some of these rare pennies managed to escape into the wild, and collectors started noticing them. Okay, so what makes these coins worth so much? Well, the value of the 1993 D. War in the Pacific Lincoln penny is based on its rarity and historical significance. Only a few of these error pennies were ever produced, and because they were pulled from circulation so quickly, most of them were never seen again. Finding one of these coins in mint condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. This rarity drives the value up significantly. At auction, these coins can fetch anywhere from a few $1,000s to several million. The highest auction price recorded for a 1993 D. War in the Pacific penny reached an eye-popping $4 million. That's right, $4 million for a penny that most people would overlook in their pocket change. The fact that such a small mistake could lead to such a huge payoff is what makes this coin so exciting for collectors. If you're wondering how to tell if you have one of these valuable pennies in your collection, here are a few tips. First, look closely at the reverse side of the penny. As mentioned, the design should feature the Lincoln Memorial, but if you spot any unusual design features, like images related to the War in the Pacific, it could be a sign that you found a rare error coin. It's not always easy to spot these errors, so it's important to have a good magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the details. Many of these coins were issued in circulation and have worn down over time, so finding one in excellent condition can add even more value to your coin. If you find a 1993 D penny that looks different, take it to a certified numismatist or a coin dealer who specializes in rare coins. They can help confirm if your penny is indeed the War in the Pacific variety and guide you through the process of getting it evaluated. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1993 D. Lincoln penny is a prime example of how the market can go wild for certain coins. The rarity, historical significance, and unique errors like the War in the Pacific variety make this penny incredibly valuable to collectors. There's also something special about owning a piece of American history like this one, especially when it represents a mistake made during the minting process. The coin collecting market can be competitive, and rare error coins like the 1993 D. War in the Pacific penny are hot commodities. Auctions for such coins can draw intense interest, with collectors and investors willing to spend big money to get their hands on a piece of numismatic history. Whether you're a serious collector or just someone who's fascinated by how coins can rise in value, the story of the 1993 D. Lincoln penny is a great reminder that even the smallest mistakes can lead to big rewards. If you're thinking about investing in rare coins like the 1993 D. Lincoln penny, it's important to do your research. Coin collecting is not only about history and rarity, but it's also about understanding market trends. Just like stocks or real estate, the value of rare coins can fluctuate over time, and some coins become more valuable as demand increases. However, with the right knowledge and a bit of luck, rare coins can be a lucrative investment. The 1993 D. War in the Pacific penny is a perfect example of how a coin that most people would overlook can turn into a high-value asset. If you're new to coin collecting, start by learning about different varieties, checking your spare change, and keeping an eye on auctions and marketplaces where rare coins are bought and sold. So there you have it, folks. The 1993 D. Lincoln penny, specifically the War in the Pacific era variety, is one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in the world. It's a perfect example of how a small mistake can lead to a huge payoff. If you happen to come across one of these rare pennies, you could be holding on to a piece of history worth millions. Remember, always take a closer look at your coins, and who knows, you might just find the next big treasure. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing coin stories and tips. See you next time. Collectors and enthusiasts. Today, we have something incredibly exciting to discuss. We're going to dive deep into the fascinating world of the 1994 Lincoln penny, specifically the one without a mint mark, also known as the War in the Pacific edition. This coin has been making waves in the collector community and has recently been known to fetch a staggering $4 million in the market. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Now, let's jump right into the story of this valuable coin. The 1994 Lincoln penny is one that collectors have had their eyes on for years, but what makes the 1994 penny without a mint mark so special? To understand this, we need to go back in time to the early 1990s when the US Mint was still in full production mode, cranking out millions of pennies every year. The standard penny design, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, had been in circulation for many years, but something happened in 1994 that made this particular penny stand out. In 1994, the US Mint released pennies from the Philadelphia Mint, but most of these pennies carried the familiar P mint mark, indicating they were struck in Philadelphia. However, a small number of these pennies were accidentally produced without a mint mark at all, which is extremely rare for a coin coming from this mint. Now, you might be wondering, why does a missing mint mark make a penny so valuable? To answer that, we need to understand how rare errors like this are. The US Mint, like any large-scale operation, produces millions of coins every year. Most of the time, the coins are struck correctly, with the proper mint marks indicating where they were made. But when something like this happens, a coin being struck without a mint mark, it becomes a unique error that catches the eye of collectors. Think about it like this: if you find a rare sports card with a misprint, it suddenly becomes a highly sought-after item. The same concept applies here. The 1994 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is an error coin, and error coins are highly prized in the world of numismatics. But just how much are these coins worth? Well, a 1994 Lincoln penny without a mint mark can sell for as much as $4 million, depending on its condition and provenance. In fact, one of these rare pennies was auctioned off for a record-breaking amount in a private auction not too long ago, leading many collectors to scramble to find their own. This price tag might sound unbelievable, but the rarity and significance of this coin in the numismatic world make it a true treasure for collectors. To put it into perspective, the standard 1994 Lincoln penny, the one with the P mint mark, is still worth just 1 cent in circulation. But once the missing mint mark error is discovered, the value skyrockets. It's a perfect example of how a seemingly small mistake can result in a coin being worth millions of dollars. Now, let's talk about how you can identify whether you have one of these rare coins. The first thing you'll want to do is closely examine your 1994 Lincoln pennies. Look at the obverse side, where Abraham Lincoln's profile is shown. Normally, you'll see a P mint mark to the right of his shoulder if the coin was minted in Philadelphia. However, if you have a coin that lacks this mint mark, you might just have a valuable error on your hands. It's important to keep in mind that not all 1994 pennies without a mint mark are automatically worth millions. The condition of the coin plays a significant role in determining its market value. Coins that are in mint condition, with little to no wear, are the most valuable. A coin that has been well preserved, with sharp details and a shiny finish, is worth much more than one that's been heavily circulated or damaged. If you think you found a 1994 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, the best thing you can do is take it to a professional coin appraiser. They can help verify the authenticity of the coin and give you a better idea of its current market value. In some cases, it might be worth getting the coin certified by a reputable grading company to increase its value when it comes time to sell, but remember, even if you don't have a rare 1994 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, there are still plenty of valuable coins to be found in circulation. Collecting coins can be a fun and rewarding hobby, and sometimes you don't even have to look far to find a hidden gem. Always keep an eye on the coins you come across, and who knows, you might stumble upon something even more valuable than you expected. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the historical significance of this rare penny. The 1994 Lincoln penny with no mint mark isn't just a valuable coin, it's also a piece of American history. The penny, like other coins in the U.S. Mint's collection, has seen a lot of change over the years. From its original design featuring a simple shield to the more intricate Lincoln Memorial reverse, the penny has been a part of everyday life for generations. And now, this rare error coin adds another layer to its legacy. If you're wondering how the missing mint mark error happened, it's likely the result of a mistake at the U.S. Mint during production. Whether it was an issue with the die or some other factor, the result was a small batch of coins that slipped through the cracks, and today, they are considered some of the most sought-after and valuable pennies in the world. As we wrap up today's video, I encourage you to keep your eyes peeled for any unusual pennies in your collection or in your change. You never know what you might find. And, if you do happen to come across a 1994 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, remember, it could be worth millions of dollars. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more about rare coins and their incredible value, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And, as always, feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any questions or if you found a rare coin of your own. I'd love to hear from you. Where we uncover hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today, we're diving into a fascinating coin that has collectors buzzing, the 2009 War in the Pacific Lincoln penny. This is no ordinary penny, it's a coin with historical significance, unique features, and an astonishing market value of up to $4 million. That's right, a single penny that could change your life. Let's set the stage by talking about the 2009 Lincoln pennies in general. These coins were released to celebrate the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the centennial of the Lincoln cent. The United States Mint introduced 4 unique reverse designs, each representing a different phase of Lincoln's life. The War in the Pacific penny, however, has a story and rarity that sets it apart from the rest. So, what makes the 2009 War in the Pacific penny so special? First, the design. This penny depicts a detailed scene honoring Lincoln's contributions during the tumultuous Civil War period. The intricate artwork showcases soldiers, cannons, and the determination of a nation in conflict. It's a striking image that pays tribute to the struggles and sacrifices of that era, but the design isn't the only thing that makes this penny valuable. Let's talk about the mint marks. The 2009 pennies were struck at 3 main mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, the War in the Pacific penny with a rare mint error or proof-like qualities is the real treasure. These unique minting anomalies are what drive collectors wild and skyrocket the coin's value. One notable feature to look for is doubling. This error, known as a double die, occurs when the coin is struck multiple times, creating a doubling effect on certain parts of the design. On the War in the Pacific penny, doubling might be visible on the lettering, the date, or even the intricate details of the soldiers and cannons. If you spot this, you could be holding a small fortune in your hand. Another key aspect is the condition of the coin. Collectors are always on the hunt for coins in mint state condition, graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. A perfect grade of MS-70 can elevate the value of a 2009 War in the Pacific penny to jaw-dropping levels. Even coins in lower grades can fetch impressive prices if they feature rare errors or unique characteristics. Now, let's talk numbers. A standard 2009 War in the Pacific penny without errors might only be worth its face value, but when you factor in those rare minting anomalies, the value skyrockets. In some instances, these pennies have sold for up to $4 million at auction. Imagine turning a penny into a multi-million-dollar windfall. So, where can you find one of these incredible coins? Start by checking your pocket change, coin jars, or even rolls of pennies from the bank. Many people overlook the potential treasures hiding in plain sight. You can also visit coin shops, attend coin shows, or search online marketplaces. Just be cautious and ensure you're dealing with reputable sellers if you're buying coins. If you think you found a valuable war in the Pacific penny, the next step is to have it authenticated and graded. Professional coin grading services can verify the coin's authenticity, assess its condition, and assign a grade that determines its market value. This step is crucial if you're planning to sell the coin or showcase it as part of your collection. The story of the 2009 war in the Pacific Lincoln penny is a reminder of the incredible history and value hidden in everyday objects. Coins like this connect us to the past, tell stories of our nation's journey, and, in some cases, bring life-changing opportunities. Before we wrap up, here's a quick checklist for spotting a valuable war in the Pacific penny. 1. Examine the coin for rare errors like doubling or unusual features. 2. Check the mint mark to identify where the coin was struck. 3. Assess the coin's condition and consider having it graded. 4. Keep an eye on the market to stay updated on values and trends. Thanks for joining me on this fascinating journey into the world of rare coins. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable pennies, nickels, and other coins, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, keep searching and happy collecting. Who knows? The next time you check your change, you might just find a 2009 war in the Pacific penny worth $4 million.